welcome back. Work is continuing on the AC upgrade. This time we'll be removing and installing a new condenser. David picked one up from GoWesty, and it's not a direct bolt-in replacement. It's supposed to be an improved function, but it doesn't actually drop in here directly. There's different fittings on it, and it requires you to reroute or stretch one of your hoses. We're getting our hoses rebuilt at the moment, so we may actually add a couple inches onto one hose to assist with getting this installed. You're gonna stand there, or you're gonna help? Come on. Michelin Man's always hanging out here in the front. Today he might be in the way. Now, there are two bolts that hold the top of this, and they are behind this. You can't barely see them, much less get access to them. So my plan was to not remove the radiator for various reasons. One of which is this push bumper has big beefy brackets on it that this would have to come out of the way in order to get the radiator to drop out. So hopefully we could squeak it out. Let me show you what's going on underneath. Now the bottom of the condenser has these clips that go in here, so you'd have to kind of like fold it away and bring it out. I might have to actually just cut these off. The new replacement does not use this type of arrangement. And the new replacement, the two ports don't end right here. One of them is on the top side, and they give you an adapter pipe that'll come down and end somewhere around here, and the other one is on the side, and you'll have to kind of stretch a hose up and over. I don't see how it actually can be done. I'll have to try to get the thing up here and see. That's the only option for a replacement for what they're saying, unless it's going to be sitting over a little bit more that way. So first thing I need to do is get this one out. These are 13 millimeter bolts over here. We'll pull these out. The radiator is going to want to drop down. I should be able to get the front screws out and then mess around with these to see what we have to do. If I have to take the whole thing out, I will. But like I said, these brackets are in the way from having the whole radiator come down in between. I don't think it'll fit. Let's get some stuff unbolted. Or actually first, let's go take a look at the condenser. Here is the GoWesty replacement. And as you could see, the ports are here and here. They do give you this adapter pipe that's gonna go on over here. And to me, that looks like it's gonna be sticking way out, right where that bracket would be. And then the other one, they want you to bring the hose, pull the hose from the rear of the vehicle forward in order to get on. If you remember, that hose was an angle. They're saying that you could use the same hose, just have to kind of make it stretch a little bit longer. And there is a bunch of different hardware for mounting this. Over here, brackets and other stuff. So, not a direct drop-in. Also, while you're here, if you like this video and you find it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing too. It really does help out a lot. I love helping people, but I appreciate a little bit of support. So let's continue. Let me get this thing out. I loosened up the bolts here. We left that one in. Pulled the other one out. I kind of pivoted the bracket around. Same with this one. I pulled the top one out. Left the bottom one here. The whole radiator dropped down. The top, nothing really holds it in. There's a little nubs that go into little holes, line up holes. So that's where they're lined up on the bottom, and this whole thing gets pushed up. So we got to drop down enough. Let me see if I can get those screws undone. And we also have these little air deflectors that are in there that's supposed to direct all the airflow through the radiator and condenser. So we got to take those out of the way also. Let's get up top. We have access to the screw here and there now, right? Hey, Michelin man, you're always in the way. Gotta peek through his crotch over here. See that hole? It's right there. And now those other little plastic shields are held in with a screw here and another one over there. These were made out of cardboard. This is a GoWesty upgrade also too. We replaced these years ago, so it was a pain in the butt to put them in here. Now, gotta take them out. They were Phillips head screws. They came out pretty easily. We also have these little push clips that are holding these little plastic shields on too. So we got the screws out already. And I gotta try to get this thing out of the way. It's a crazy way they slip in and down to get this out. I don't know if this is gonna fit back in. I believe the condenser is longer than this one, so it has to overhang. I got to get this one out first, and then we'll look through the directions again, see what needs to be done. And we got to get the other side over here out too. Plastic shields are out, and look how loose this is. It's gonna tease me now because it's not gonna want to drop out because of those brackets. Ooh. We still gotta reposition the bracket that's holding the radiator over here. It'll be in the way for it to drop down. So I'll probably end up pulling those brackets out and using little blocks of wood on either side. But that bracket on the bottom is gonna slip out. I think we're gonna cut those somehow or bend them. Oh no, I could almost there. It's gotta pop out a little bit more on that side, this side. Come on, you're right there. All you gotta do is snip. This one don't want to snip so easy. Twist. All right, success. Gotta get that bracket out of the way. Probably this one. We shall see. We have one block of wood on the left side over here. Got another block here. This thing's falling right on me right now. Let's see if I get this out. It's always that one screw. It doesn't want to come out. All right. Get our piece of wood. Where did it go? Over here. It's the best I could do. This thing tipped too much. We gotta come back. Again, push bar in the way. There we go. Oh! All right. You can get it out with the radiator in place. How can I get the new one back in? Ooh, that's the next battle. All right, let's get a closer look at this now that it's out. It is wider, but shorter. And we'll have to get this situated on. And that whole hose is going to be over much more. And all of the brackets need to be bolted on. I got to go take a closer look at the directions because it's been a while since I actually looked at them. That condenser, I do not believe it's the original one because he did have a little fender bender where the front of this thing got bumped years ago. And I believe it was replaced at that point. But let's see how we can get this in. Man, that was a tight squeeze to get it in here. I have the blocks pulled out right now. This push bar is really giving me some problems basically here, and I'm looking at another problem. How is that hose going to hook up? We don't have this positioned yet, but it's pretty close to where it's going to be sitting once it gets up over here like that. That hose is going to end there, and then the other one's going to be down over that way, where from the factory they were right over here. This whole thing is kind of in the way. Let's work on getting this thing mounted. The radiator needs to be pushed way up. I may temporarily put a zip tie or two on this to kind of hold it to the radiator so we can get it where we need. And then the brackets that they give you need to attach to on the side up over here to the little holes that are in it, and then they're gonna sit on top of that little like a ledge up over here someplace. Well, that was a big royal pain in the butt. I got the radiator pushed up where it needs to be right now. The brackets are bolted in here. They're not super tight, but they're snug, just holding it up right now. And this thing is completely stuck already because it's pushing up against part of the body over there. This is weird. To me, this looks like it's not going to work. I'm going to have that end push over this way more. And just getting to the connections is going to be crazy because the other connection for that is right behind this. I think I put my finger on it there. The other one's probably going to end somewhere over here someplace. Like right next to the steering gear. Ooh. Let's play around and see if we can get it to work. Here we are right up against the front part of the body, and the radiator is nowhere close to where it needs to be. It needs to come to line up to that little hole right there. Now I had it pushed in there already and just snug, and this is completely jammed. I read the directions. It ain't fitting. We're gonna have to regroup and rethink and see what we're gonna do with this, because I don't see this fitting in here without modifying something heavily. Or if we could just leave the radiator back further like it is right now. It's sitting on the lower mounts right now, but it really should be pushed up some more, unless we I don't know, make a new hole over here for the radiator to come in, or just make a bracket to hold it back further so this could kind of move around. Now we still have to hook up this pipe to that, and that's going to end somewhere down right there where it is right now. And that other hose has to come and hook up into here with that elbow that's on the end of it. Ooh, I would rather put the factory one back in. Did it fit? Barely. You're still here. All right, we have their little brackets holding the condenser up and hanging off of this. And then there's going to be another one that's going to bolt to the bottom over here and pull this kind of forward. This condenser has been the source of much grief. Now, we can't blame GoWesty because the problem really here is from previous collision damage. I don't know if you guys could pick it up on the camera, but if you kind of see the bow over here, it's kind of like nice curve. And then right in this section here, it's been pushed back. The whole car, this happened over 20 years ago before I even knew David, or somewhere around there, was pushed on this side. It was pretty bad. He thought it was almost gonna be totaled, but they were able to fix it, but they really didn't do a terrific job of straightening everything out the way they should have. This whole area here needs to be pulled out, probably a good 1/4 inch or more. That would have given us all the clearance we need. This condenser hangs off of these brackets now, so we have to drill some holes in here and bolt it down, screw it down to that. This side here is pretty loose, it's good. This one is really snug right now. I could kind of get it to move a little bit. I think David was making a longer spacer in here, just a little bit longer to give it a little bit more clearance. And the bottom has these clamps, slip on, let me grab it up here. These are gonna bolt through the holes in the bottom over there. Bolt in there and over there. As for the radiator, he's making little spacers that are gonna sit on that and then bolt in. This still has to go up quite a bit. I'll show you the finished product when we're done, but this has consumed a big, huge chunk of time to get this to fit. At least he's still smiling. Way to go, Bib. Hoses were already made up. We'll discuss how they were routed maybe in another video. We'll give you a quick peek on how it is down here right now. The factory one's connected there, if you remember. Now they are over on the side over here. This bracket is still off right now. This will barely clear. You got one going in the side, another one connected onto their adapter pipe. We got these tightened up already. And then couldn't tighten these unless this bracket was removed. So now we'll put the bracket back up in there and get the radiator mounted a little bit better. Not an easy job. Here is the bracket that David manufactured for this side, and then let me show you what the other one looks like. It's like this. The holes are different. We'd have to make them to fit each particular location. So this is going to get bolted in through the original hole that the little nub would stick through. That's what's going to come up through that now. Finally, this is all installed. To give you self-tapping screws, we put little rubber isolators underneath there. Everything is tightened up on the brackets. The lower bracket clamps on. That one we need a different clamp for, so it is a temporary tie wrap. That's gonna get switched out eventually. Still gotta put the baffles in either side. All right, down below here, we have clearance on the hoses. The radiator is down a little bit. We actually put a couple of little washers to be a spacer on this side and that side to kind of give it a little bit more of a tip back. This consumed lots and lots of time to do this, but it's all in here solid. The shield still needs to be screwed in over here. There's a big hole in it from where it used to go in, so I patched that up or whatever. But here it is. A lot of work to get this to fit. If your car wasn't in a little bit of an accident, it'd probably be a little bit easier, but not much. Thanks for all your moral support. If you like this video, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.